Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal, and in this video let's review Franklin India Equity Fund. It was earlier known as Franklin India Prima Plus, and it is now positioned as a multi-cap fund which can invest across market cap and sectors. Before we begin, today is the Tamil New Year's Day, so Tamil Puthandu Varthukal for all Tamil viewers. We'll have more Tamil videos in future, and as I mentioned, the Tamil videos will be posted in the mornings and the English videos in the evening, so that there will be no confusion and inconvenience for the non-Tamil audience. So, what kind of fund is this Franklin India Equity? The old investment strategy said that it was a diversified equity portfolio, investing predominantly in large cap stocks and with some allocation to mid and small caps. But since June 2018, they changed it to fall in line with the SEBI regulation. They changed it to a diversified equity portfolio investing across all caps and sectors, and it will pick both value stocks and growth stocks and have a bottom-up approach to stock picking. That means it will first look at the stock and then only look at the sectors and the industry and so on. Now, although there is a on-paper change, the fund has remained a large cap, predominantly large cap fund with a little bit of mid and small cap exposure. So let's dive straight into the analysis. Let's look at the risk. So what you see here is the rolling risk, or we are looking at the standard deviation of monthly returns. So for every possible 3-year periods in the past, we are looking at how much the monthly returns deviated from the average for that particular 3-year period. So we are looking at 4,336 3-year periods in the past. The light blue is the Franklin India Equity Fund, and the white is Nifty 500. So both of them have that 4,336. The Nifty large mid cap 250 has got lesser. That's the red line. The Nifty large mid cap 250 is 50% of Nifty 100 and 50% of Nifty mid cap 150. So it's a equal mixture of large and mid caps. Notice that the fund, the blue line is lower than both the red and the white lines. That means that the fund has got lower risk, and this is consistently good, and this is probably the best feature of Franklin India Equity Fund. Whether you consider 3 years, 5 years, 7 years or 10 years, the risk has always been lower, and it's been consistent in this aspect, and that's probably the best part of this fund. Now if you consider returns, we have now considered 2,598 10-year returns in the past. This fund come September 2019 will complete 25 years. So Franklin will have 3 funds: Franklin Blue Chip, Franklin Prima and Franklin Prima Plus, which are more than 25 years after September 2019, sorry. Therefore, that's why you see so many 2,598 data points, 10-year data points. And notice that the blue line, light blue line, is significantly above the Nifty 500, which is the benchmark in the past, but this gap has decreased recently, and it is kind of more or less fallen close to both the large mid cap 250 and the Nifty 500. This is over 10 years. Over 7 years, again you see a similar pattern. Good outperformance in the past, but it has kind of dropped in the last couple of years. Again, over 5 years, similar kind of behavior. There are pockets of underperformance in the past as well, but that's also here in the recent since about let's say middle of 2017 or so. Again, over last 3 years, it has got a decent record. I wouldn't say it's bad. The fund has just managed to stay above Nifty 500, but only if you look at the 3 years, it's probably the most dramatic. It has been more or less above the white line, but you can see that the blue line falls well below the white line for the first time in the history considered since September 2017 or so. That's the problem with this fund. It's started to underperform a little bit recently. And now if you look at the hard data, so if you consider over 5 years, the fund has bet the index Nifty 500 313 out of 313 times, so that's 100% outperformance. And also the downside protection has been 100%. That is, whenever the index fell, the fund typically fell less. Over 4 years, the downside protection has fallen to 75%, and over 3 years, it has fallen to 52%. That's a little bad. Over 4 years, the fund bet the index 95% of the time, and over 3 years, it bet over 67% of the time. So there has been a significant drop in performance, especially over the last 3 years. Whether it is temporary or whether it is permanent, nobody can say. But given the fact that this fund has got a good track record and this is an important fund for Franklin AMC, I think they will try and improve this a little bit. So finally, will this fund work? Somehow I have a feeling that because of its large cap weight, it behaves like a large cap plus fund, or at least in the recent past, it has behaved like a large cap plus fund. That is predominantly large cap, but a little bit of returns and risk from mid caps and small caps and so on. So existing investors will have to rescale their expectations and expect lower from this fund, but they will have good risk protection. So if you're okay with little bit excess return over Nifty 500 with good risk protection, I think you can continue. New investors may, I doubt if new investors will have the maturity to buy a fund like this, but if they are okay with good risk protection and they are able to wait and be patient for that little bit extra return, then you can have this fund. But it will work only when you have this as your only fund, or at least you have major exposure to this fund. Otherwise, you will dilute the value of this fund if you add more funds in your portfolio and so on, like most people do. So that's that. So the performance has slipped a bit, and existing investors have to be a little careful, be watchful. New investors, they have to look at their own temperament and understand that they have to be patient with this fund, and they will get guaranteed risk protection, but more or less guaranteed risk protection, but return outperformance may not be either high or it may not be there as well. So they'll have to be careful with that. So that's what I wanted to say about Franklin India Equity Fund. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please do not ask which fund I should invest. Please do not ask is my portfolio okay. I will not answer such questions. What other kind of videos would you like to watch? What real questions do you have when it comes to investing other than where should I invest? That's what I want to hear, and I will definitely make videos on those. Thank you as always for watching. I'll catch you again later. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.